Hi, Sam Rosenblum. Happy to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
You are from Coinbase. What is Coinbase? What are they doing?
Yeah, so Coinbase is the largest company in the cryptocurrency industry today. We're based in San Francisco, California. Our primary service is cryptocurrency exchange. So we allow our users, and we allow users both in the United States, but also in 31 other countries, to exchange their local currency into and out of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Ether.
So just these two coins?
We actually support 4 different digital assets today. Okay. So Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ether, and Litecoin.
Okay. So you are a marketplace. That means that people can pay in local currency and buy these coins, right?
That's right. People are able to trade from their local currencies, such as the dollar or the euro.
And back and forth. So in local and in coins, in cryptocurrency, and back to
That's right.
Local.
And once they're in cryptocurrency, they're also able to trade between cryptocurrencies. So if you went from euro into Ether, you could go from Ether into Bitcoin.
Okay, interesting. So what do you think how these cryptocurrencies are going on? What's the development of all these cryptocurrencies?
Yeah.
Well, I know.
A few things,
yeah. Time.
Definitely. So the short answer would be there's an incredible amount going on. Yeah. 2017 was a really big turning point where you had, prior to that, much of the attention was just on a small number of projects. And really, prior to 2015, Bitcoin was the only game in town. Mm-hmm. Now, Ethereum entered the scene in 2015. And now today, you actually literally have over 1,000 of these different networks. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot going on with different networks solving for different niches, as opposed to, if you rewind a couple of years, people were expecting Bitcoin to sort of be one network that does everything. Mm-hmm. Now you have applications being built on top of Ethereum, you have people launching their own networks. So the rate of innovation has become much more rapid, and it's been really cool to see the number of really talented development teams working on their own projects in the space.
Cool. And what do you think? A lot of people are blaming, this volatility on this cryptocurrency, especially on Bitcoin. And do you think, or what, okay, you are not a futurist, so what do you think? Is this volatility, is this good or bad, or will this volatility going down? Mm-hmm. What's your expectation?
So volatility will certainly be different network to network. Obviously the one that's most famous for volatility is Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. But interestingly, the volatility level of Bitcoin has actually gone down every year for the past 5 years. So certainly over time it will continue to diminish, and ultimately the end state that I would predict is actually fairly stable value. The tricky thing is right now you have so many new entrants coming into the space every day. In fact, we had a couple of days in December where Coinbase had 400,000 new users in a single day. So you have a pretty incredible rate of new entrants to the space. And of course, when you have that many new people rushing in, it creates a bit of volatility. So I think once we get to a more stable state in the coming years, certainly things like Bitcoin will be more stable. There could be newer networks that become more volatile at the time. But ultimately, I think the volatility will continue to diminish across the board. For the time being, of course, really hard to say when that will happen.
Yeah. So we spoke now about cryptocurrencies in globally, especially in Bitcoin. Some people say, okay, this in a few years, Bitcoin will not survive because all this problem which you know better than me, like energy and transaction limitless and so on. What's your perspective for Bitcoin? Will we have Bitcoin in 10 years?
Oh, absolutely. So,
do you think so?
So I think the change in perception of Bitcoin for the past couple of years has gone from people's expectations that it should be able to do many things, or at least multiple things, whereas today it's actually now become a little bit more evident that it really only needs to do one thing exceptionally well, very well. So Bitcoin is become more of a digital gold than a global payment system. And because of that, you have other networks popping up to solve for the payment system use case. Mm-hmm. So I think Bitcoin certainly today has the largest head start on the decentralized store of value, and other networks, maybe Bitcoin Cash, maybe Litecoin, maybe something else, could serve that global payment network functionality.
Okay. And going a bit deeper and speaking about Coinbase, so will you offer more cryptocurrencies in future?
Oh, I can't comment on that.
Okay.
I will say we learned some pretty good lessons over the past few weeks where we added our fourth asset, Bitcoin Cash, to the exchange. So we, of course, attempted to be very thoughtful. We thought we were very thoughtful about the fashion in which we announced and implemented the change. But what we learned is that a lot of our customers were actually unhappy with the way that we went about doing that. So certainly, to the extent we do decide to offer other assets on the exchange in the future, it's something that would take that lesson from and hopefully be better the next time.
Okay, so now you are adding people on your platform, right? But are you giving services, or do you plan to give services to third parties, like, I don't know, banks? They can use your platform to store their clients' coins?
Yeah, so it's an interesting question. We actually do already have corporations and financial institutions as customers, but they're customers just like you and me that are on the exchange trading for cryptocurrencies. What we are getting into, and a new business that we will be launching in the coming months, is a professional grade custodian business. So it's called Coinbase Custody. And this would be something that is really tailored for financial institutions that want to secure cryptocurrency.
Yeah, I think this is a big step for Coinbase and bring to the next level probably. Yeah, that's cool. And do you have already some clients?
For Coinbase Custody?
Which you can say?
Yeah, so the product is not in public release yet, so we can't talk about any of our early customers.
Cool. Further developments on Coinbase, so now Coinbase Custody, are there other things?
Yeah, so we have certainly a long list of products and services that we're interested in, and for us, for the time being, what we really want to focus our energy and our resources on are actually making sure that we're doing the best possible service that we can for our existing products. So Coinbase and GDAX are two large products today, and with all the growth that we've seen over the past several months, we're realizing that even though we were in our minds building for the future, building for aggressive growth projections, we weren't aggressive enough. And ultimately, we're seeing so much more trading volume than we expected at this stage that the things we need to really do a better job on today, rather than launching new products and services, are improving the customer experience, and especially things like customer support. So we announced a couple of months ago that we began offering live phone support for customers in the US, and that's something that's gone very well, so something we'll continue to scale up. But I think in the coming months, you'll see a pretty dramatic change to the customer success function at Coinbase, and hopefully that will be mentioned in Twitter and Reddit of all these happy customers that have improved experience.
Cool. One last question. So going back to higher level a little bit and as cryptocurrencies, do you think we have a lot of winners in cryptocurrencies? I think especially all these countries which high inflation on the fiat currency or on the local currency. These are probably winners in the Bitcoin space because they can invest in Bitcoin. But are they losers? Do you think can have losers on that part? Who can be a loser?
It's an interesting question. So I think obviously it depends on your perception of what constitutes winning or losing.
Right?
But I mean, I think right now the way that most people would probably consider that question is in terms of just financial gain on a speculative investment. Yeah. In reality, I mean, none of us are winners until we've created an open financial system. So a global open financial system is the end goal that I would be satisfied with. So in the meantime, there's no winners or losers yet. We're still in the very beginning stage of building this out.